What's up guys, as and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a cottage in Minecraft. Now this is a really simple design, really easy to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time or resources. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to build it. It doesn't take too long, and let's get started. It's a nice easy design, nothing too over the top, and I just like the way it looks. It could be a survival house if you wanted it to, except you need a lot of wool unless you wanted to build out of other resources. So the first thing you're going to want to do is build the frame, the main frame, and you're going to want to do it 5 high off whatever you're building from. So if you're building off the floor like I am, you're going to want to do it 5 high, or if you're doing it at different levels, you want to make sure it's the same height either way, if that makes sense. So yeah, 5 high is the way you want to go, and the shape of the frame doesn't actually matter, which is why I'm not going to be counting each individual gap, because you can see it on the screen. You can do whatever shape you want, that really doesn't matter at all. I just made this up on the spot and then thought, yeah, I'll do that and put a few dirt blocks on the floor. That's how easy it is. But yeah, once you've made the shape, you can do a porch as well if you want to. I'll show you how to add that in a bit. That's optional, but I just wanted to do it just to show you if you ever wanted to do it. But yeah, once you've done this, you want to make sure it's 5 high, and then you're going to want to build or connect all the stacks together. We're going to get to that in a bit, but I wanted to put this part in just in case anyone wanted to do exactly the same as me. So like I said, it's not too complicated. It could pretty much just consists of logs and wood and wool, which is pretty simple, and obviously glass panes and stuff like that. You don't need dirt or anything like that. I've just got that just in case I messed up the ground. But yeah, all you need is logs, wood and wool pretty much, as well as glass, and some wooden stairs, which are really important after the frame. Now the stairs are really important for the first frame, which is why I want to show you the design. It's not just a square house. If you add the stairs onto where I'll show you in a minute, it actually adds a bit more detail into it, which makes it look a lot better. So yeah, that's what I'm going to show you what to do with that in a minute. So once you've done the frame, you want to connect each single stack horizontally from the top log with logs or whatever material you're using. I recommend logs because it's a cottage, unless you want to use this design for something else. But yeah, you want to connect each individual stack to each other like this. Make sure you don't have to do the logs this like direction, but I do like that just because I like the way it looks. Now once you've done that, you'll have this shape, and what you want to do, you want to get the stairs. Doesn't matter what colour stairs, you can have whatever colour you want, and you want to do this all the way around, filling all the way around. You don't need corner blocks. The stairs automatically turn into corners now after a recent update, so you can just do it like that. Now this is how you do the porch. If you want to do the porch, you just want to chuck it in like this, 6 out I think I did, or you can do it as many out as you want, but that doesn't matter. The one thing that matters is the gap in the middle. It doesn't have to be too like small or too big. It just wants to be like within the same size that I have. It doesn't have to be exactly the same size, you know, just reasonable, you know, within a certain range. You don't want it too big and you don't want it too small. So if you want, I decided to do it like this just because I don't finish the porch yet. We'll get at, or whatever, we'll get to that a bit later. For now, we're just going to leave it like this. So now we're going to go on to the second level. Now the second level is actually 1 in, which is why we've done the stairs like that. You want to go for each corner and place a block, and then that is going to act as like our grass for the first frame. So like you're doing here, you want to put a frame down there and a frame down there, and you also want to do them in each corner, like I'll show you in a minute. You're going to want to do 5 up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was a bit messed up. We'll do another one. So you want to do 5 from there. So technically it's 6, including the bottom one. But yeah, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's that simple. You want to do that in each corner, including the what they call that corner right there, that one. Yeah, you want to do it there as well, and that's going to act as your second frame. So it looks like the house is going inwards, sort of, but when you get to the roof, it'll go outwards, and then you want to do the frame exactly like you did the bottom frame, like so. Now once you've done that, you want to connect the bottom frames together like this. You can do these whatever direction you want. If you know, I was going to do them sideways originally, but they didn't look too nice from underneath, so I did it like that. But make sure you connect all the bottom frames like that together. Now we get into making the wood. Now we get into putting the wool in place. Now what I tend to do is have like a layer, one block thick all the way around. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can do it however you want. The windows don't have to be the same design as me. You'll see the window at the back I changed up a bit, but usually I do like 1 layer all the way around like that, and then create a nice big open window just for let some light in. So you don't have to clutter the place with torches then and ruin it. And here I think I did like some 2-4 windows or something like that. I split a large window in 2. So like I said, you can do the windows however you want. You don't even have to use the same wool. You can use pink wool. I'm just want to show you how to make this sort of thing. And also different types of glass if you want. But yeah, this is pretty. The reason I make the windows so big is so you don't have to clutter the whole house inside with torches, because I know torches can be nice as decoration, but sometimes they get really over the top. And another thing you want to make sure of is you don't make too many windows. Like here, I will fill this wall in. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, here I'll fill the wall in because I don't want to have the place like literally just a massive holes in the side of the house, because it looks really stupid if you just put windows all the way around. So if you just do like a couple windows around the front and one or two facing backwards, and then fill the rest in, then that should be good enough, unless you want to go over the top. But yeah, this is what I would recommend. Now this is the back window. Now I didn't want to do this everything exactly the same. All I did was add a few, an extra block in each corner to make it look a bit better. Now we're going to get on to the front area of the house. Now this is what you're going to do above the porch. Now you want to go one in from each layer, each pole from the porch, like you can see there, and build another 2 stacks up. That's going to be important later because it looks like sort of, I don't know if this was symmetrical. It looks right, if that makes sense. It looks right to do it like that, and it makes it easier to make the windows on the second floor. So you want to do it like that. Now we still haven't come to the hardest part yet. The hardest part's probably the roof. Now, but once you've got it, it's pretty easy to do. So what you want to do after you've done that, you want to fill the windows in on the bottom floor, and then you want to do the same thing that you've done on the first floor on the second floor. So you want to do 1 block layer of wool all the way around, and for the bit we've just done, the stacks in the middle, you can do the window how I've done it if you want, but there's not really any certain way to do it. You can do it however you want. Now this is the hard bit, so you want to come 2 out like so, and you want to put a stair piece like that floating outwards, and then you want to go all the way around with this, so it's like floating one block away from the house, and try not to mess it up as many times as I did there. But you want to go all the way around the house with this. As you can see, I have the stairs automatically turned into corners, so you don't have to mess around with them. So you want to do that all the way around the house so it looks like this. Then what you want to do from there pretty much is build up the roof layer by layer. So you have stairs like that, and then you want to build around and keep going up until there's a certain gap. I'll show you in a minute what gap it is, so I wouldn't recommend just doing this all yet. Wait a couple of seconds until I show you how many you need to go up. So like I said, just keep building the layers up like this until you have I think it's a gap of 4 or something like that. Well, you'll see in a minute. But yeah, just keep building the layers up like so. I'm not going to show you every single layer, I'm just going to show you up to here, I think. And then yeah, don't do that. And then you're going to want to, then we're going to get into the hard part, which is building like the shapes on the roof. Now here we are, this is where you want to build up to. So it's 1 2 3 4, yeah, I think that's 4, yeah. So you want to build up to 4, and once you've built up to 4, we're going to actually knock it all down again, which is kind of confusing. It might look confusing at the minute, but what you're going to want to do is make sure you have 3 blocks on each side, so 1 2 3, and then the same on the other side, and you're going to want to dig it up like that. And then you're going to want to dig the whole layer up like so. And once you've done that, we're going to go into the corners and we're going to build the side windows, which are going to be really useful into making the details on the top roof. So you're going to want to get your logs again, or whatever you made the frame out of. Like if you made it out of stone, you want to use that. And once you've got that, you see these corners in the right and left. You're going to put them either facing up or down, or whatever you want, facing up like that. And you're going to make like a triangle sort of pattern going upwards, staggering upwards from both directions. And then in the middle, you're going to put a window. Like I said before, you don't have to do the window the same as me. You can do it in different patterns, whatever you want, but you're going to want to put it staggering upwards like this. Once you've done this, you're going to do the same the other side, and then you're going to fill in the missing gaps for the roof or the stairs, which are made to look like tiles or something like that. And yeah, once you've done that, you want to make the stairs look as if, or you want to change the stairs up a bit so they're all facing away from the window, if that makes sense. So you'll see in a minute. But that's the sort of design I did for the window. You don't have to do the same, but now you're going to want to fix up the stairs. So from here, it doesn't matter how many you dig back, you want to make sure they're 2 from the window, though. That's important. So you're going to want to make sure it's 2 out, or yeah, there's 2 away from the wall. So that matches all the way around the house then, and all you want to do is repair all these so they're all facing the same way that I'm putting them now, away from the house, like so. And you're going to do that again 2 more times, I think. You're going to do it once on the other side of the house and one for the other part just to the left of you now. So once you've done this, it's really helpful to do this because it gives you, like, I don't know if you saw it at the start, but it gives you like 2 little points at the front of each point, or the front of each loft, or whatever you want to call it, and that adds a bit of extra like detail to it, and it makes it look like a real sort of cottage. Now I know this design isn't professional or anything. I'm not exactly a professional builder at Minecraft or anything. I just wanted to do something because I know not everyone out there is, you know, a professional builder. And it's really annoying when you watch all these people doing all these things with redstone and stuff like that, and you know, it doesn't work for you after you spent so much time doing it. So even though this isn't redstone, I just wanted to make something that people could do, and it's not too difficult, but it still looks decent at the same time. So yeah, you want to do the same the other side. I'm not going to go through the exact same the other side, but you want to do exactly the same. I'm not going to show you all I mean. You want to do exactly the same thing, same window if you want. You don't have to do the same window, but yeah, and then make sure you correct all the stairs. You don't want to leave them like as they are after you've built it, because it'll look a bit stupid. But once you've corrected the stairs like this, 2 out from each one, you want to fill like this. You want to fill one more layer up to the wooden logs along the top, like so. And then once you've done that, you can get onto the details on the roof. Now we're almost finished now. After we've done the roof, we've pretty much just got to do the porch, which really doesn't take long either. There's loads of different things you can do for a porch, but like I said, I made that up on the spot, the porch. Well, not right on the spot, but you know, I made it up. It's not hard to make a porch up, but I just wanted to make something that matches the house a bit, and this goes really well with it. So if you get stone, I think they're called stone half blocks, something like that, or yeah, something like that, and you want to get these and you want to make them go all the way across, but you don't want to go too far with them, but you want to go all the way to the end. You don't want to make like massive, like really thick rows, which is why I said it's really important to make sure you don't make it too thin or too thick, because if you have a layer of 4 of these half blocks, it's going to look really stupid. So like I've got here, I've only got 2 blocks thick, which looks really good in my opinion, or 1 block thick's enough if you're making a smaller house. So this is the type of thing we're looking for, like that, the 2 points on either end. And all you're going to use to make that is 2 wooden stairs or 2 stone stairs, whatever you want, and that just gives a little bit of detail, which I think is really cool. I don't know why, it's just that little flick on the end just makes it look a lot more realistic. And then you want to put 2 stairs underneath, just like that, just to fill in a bit of the gap like that. Now that is the main part of the roof done. Now we're going to get onto the back. Now the back is pretty much exactly the same, except you want to use half blocks again, and you're going to use wooden half blocks. Now the recent, I think it's title update 14.1 points, I don't know, something like that, I don't care about that, but the recent update allowed you to put half blocks wherever you want, so you don't have to build, you know, they don't have to just be on the bottom block, if that makes sense. You can put them wherever you want, which is really helpful for this, because now you can make sort of stairs out of half blocks properly. Now once you've done that, you want to make a normal full block of these stone blocks like that, so it sort of connects into the main area, and then we're going to leave, you could leave it like that if you wanted to, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do the same thing as we did earlier again. So again, we're going to go 3 in from each area, from each outside, or from each corner, and we're going to make that window again that we made earlier. Now the reason this is good, not just because it looks good, but on the inside of the house you can make a loft, so you could have 3 floors, and this would be a good little room upstairs if you wanted to do some sort of attic or loft or whatever. But yeah, you don't have to do this window if you don't want to. I just recommend doing it because it looks nice, and as well as it, you know, possibly providing an extra room. Now this cottage, I'm not going to show you how to do all the inside, because I know I said you can do this however you want, which is the main reason, because if I show you how to do all the inside, I don't want to limit anyone to doing, you know, exactly what I do, because that makes it pretty crap, because, you know, I want people to be able to do their own thing and not copy me exactly, if that makes sense. I mean, I know this is, like I said earlier, this isn't the best building ever, but I would like you guys to be able to do, you know, most of it without, I just want to give you sort of a basic, you know, a basic understanding of what it would look like. And so yeah, once you've done this, it's probably going to have about 3 floors at the most. I don't say it's going to have any more, especially for a cottage. But once you've done this, I will show you how to do the porch, and then I'll let you guys decide how you do the inside. You can have 1 big room, or you can have 3 floors, or whatever you want to do. But now we're going to get onto the roof. So to finish off the roof, what you're going to want to do is go up to here with half blocks and finish off these holes with half wooden blocks, and then you can dig up these wooden blocks here and carry on over 2 over like the other ones, and then you're going to put stairs on the end just for that little effect again. And then you're going to do the same thing with them wooden blocks there. You're going to dig them up if you want to, unless you like the roof like that. I didn't like them being the odd ones out there, just left like that. So in order to do that, I just got rid of them just to make it look a bit more even. Now we've pretty much finished the roof now. You can always add a chimney or something if you want to, I guess, but like I said, it doesn't matter too much. You decide what you want to do with that. This is just the main structure of the house. Now we're going to go on to the porch, I believe. So the porch, again, it doesn't take long at all. It's really simple to do, and it just requires a bit of creativity. I mean, I'm not a creative person really, so which you can probably tell, but all you have to do really is use stairs just to give that sort of arc effect. Like, obviously you can have like a square porch if you want, but I prefer, like, with this sort of design, it's better to have like an arc thing. So you want to fill the stairs along here, along both columns, and then you want to dig up the stairs there where we've placed them earlier, and then leave that for now. That we'll be putting more back there, and then you want to fill these areas with more stairs, and you're going to make like a slope going upwards. Now you're going to do this, I think you can only do it, well, if you did it the same as me, you can do it about three times, and then you're going to use stone half blocks again on the roof just to give it a bit more of a look. Now once you've done this, you're going to go underneath to where we dug the other stone stairs up, or the wooden stairs up, and you're going to place them upside down. Now you don't have to do this, I just like doing it because it doesn't make a massive giant gap, and it doesn't fill it in completely and make it look square. It makes it look a bit curved off, and it puts a bit more detail into it. That's just my opinion though. And then you're going to want to use corner stairs, or just use some normal stairs, and that will corner it, and then you can use that to do another layer of stairs underneath, like so, and that will give it the arc effect underneath as well as above, so it looks both good underneath as well as when you're looking at it from above. Then you're going to carry on this sort of thing, one more layer above. You don't want to cover up that window, which is why we're not going too high, and that's why we left a gap there. So you're going to want to carry on by doing half wooden blocks along where I'm doing them now, and then you're going to fill the second layer, or the first layer, with stone blocks. Now I did it one above, you don't have to, you can do it all level if you want. I just wanted to make it stand out a bit. And then once you've done that, you go underneath, and then you want to fill in the bottom stairs which are above this. Now the only problem is, if you do use half blocks on this, but you can't put more stairs on the top row, as you'll be able to see me try in a minute. But yeah, you can't put stairs underneath half blocks. Well, you can, but they float and it makes it look a bit stupid. So if you did use another layer of half blocks, then you want to make sure you are prepared to not have a nice beautiful arc underneath. But that is it, guys. Once you've decorated some torches on the outside, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Take it easy. Let me know if you want anything else built, and I'll see you later. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.